And here we go again. This morning I'd like to show you a program which one of the members asked me about, and it is how to put together a photo collage. And this time of the year, being Christmas time of the year, it might be an idea to get some of your family photographs, put them together, or just photographs you've taken, and put them together into a sort of collage. Put them all into one picture so you can send it out to your friends and the people you'd send Christmas cards to, etc. This program that I'm going to show you is totally free. In fact, I'm going to take you to the website and just show you the extent of its freedomness or freeness. And PhotoWall's open source. It means you can use it, you can change it, you can fix it, you can trash it, you can share it, you can give it, but most of all, love it. And all of this is free, and really what it is programmers getting into the spirit of things and giving it as a sort of a Christmas present, or a gift anyway, at any sort of time of the year. So let's have a look at the website here. The website address is https://www.enricoros, that's enricoros.com/open source/PhotoWall. So let's have a look at the downloads page, and we have PhotoWall 1 Retro, which has got picture cropping, HD, and what have you. The 9.9 is canvases, water clouds, as you can see there on screen. Linux things, it works in Windows, it works in Apple, it's got Linux, various varieties and makes. We'll go for the top one. Let's just click on the Windows PhotoWall one, the one at the end, unless you've got Apple, in which case click the Apple, etc. So it's actually called PhotoWall 1 Retro. This is a 32-bit program, but it doesn't matter because it'll still run in Windows anyway. So there it is. Let's just very quickly recap on that. We go to the Enricoros website, have a little read around, because there's other stuff here as well which you can look at. Just basic things, really. So we've got that. Let's finish with the website. That's it. Thank you very much for that. And go to our downloads page, which is usually called downloads, and this is the package. Right, so if I open that up here, which I've already done one obviously, because that's how I got to know about the program, and double click on it, we will get PhotoWall. Nothing too fantastic or anything, just a blank screen sort of thing. Anyway, click on create, and it will give us this blank screen. It is graduated. Now we can change that straight away. We go in and we can change it. We can go for nothing, just have a completely blank, and I find that jiggles in front of my eyes, so I don't like that. We can do a desktop. Oh, sorry, the background. Sorry, I was on the wrong one there. Background. We can have black, or we can have white, or we can have the gradient. Now that's the one we started off with, and I quite like that. For the time being anyway, we're going to change that during the course of what we're doing here. So let's have a look at it. There we've got the desk. Choices we've got as well, they're quite amazing. We can do the screen, which is the full screen as you see it. We can do exact size, which means we can do a predefined size of the page. So if you want to A4 or A5, you can do that, or if you want A2 or A1 or A3, whatever it is you want to do, just define the size here. I'm just going to go for the basic desktop size, yeah. But you can do CD cover. So if you want to make a CD with all your bits and pieces on it and collages and stuff, or you can do a DVD bookfold cover, which would be quite interesting to look at. You know the size of a DVD, therefore you can imagine the size of that. Also shows you the front and back, which is quite interesting, and that's part of the template. That doesn't actually get printed or anything like that. So let's go back. We're going to do desktop just for this argument. So we've got all this space here to have a look at when we come to doing our work. Decoration, top bar we can have, if you want that, bottom bar, or we can have set a title. Let's put a title on here. We'll call it my photos, because photo collage. That's it. Bump. Right, if we click on this, there we go, we can actually choose the color. Yeah, so we can set this to be whatever color we particularly want. Okay, it would be good if we could actually change the size of that, but we can come on to that in a little while. Okay, arrange. Right, can't arrange anything because we haven't imported any pictures yet. So we've done the basics. We've set the background. We've had a look at any decorations. Actually, I don't really want top bar and bottom bar. I'm just showing you those. We've got the arrange, which we can look at in a moment. So first of all, we need to download some pictures. Now you can go onto the web and search for web pictures and download however many pictures you want from the internet. You can add a canvas if you've got a particular canvas, or you've designed a picture that you use as a canvas, then you can download it there straight away. We'll come on to that again in a short while, because there's things you can do within the program which make that sort of a nonsense in many respects. You don't actually need that in this application. We can go to the cloud, I believe. I think this is one. Yeah, go to the word cloud and pull something down from there if you wish. I don't use the cloud. It won't apply to me. We can add a text. Okay. Now then, we can right click on here. We can change that to what do we call it? My photo cloud. Collage. Sorry, clouds in the brain. My photo collage. In here we can, if we highlight it all, we can change it to be whatever size we want. I'm going to go for size 28. I'm also going to change the font to something maybe a little bit Christmassy or whatever. Just have a look through your fonts. There's loads of whatever you've got on your computer shows up in this. So you're not limited to just having the usual Arial or Times New Roman or anything like that. You can go for one specific one that you like. It's got to be nice though, even if it's random. We've still got to make it nice. So we choose a font we want, and we can choose, I don't know, anything you like really. Let's go for that one. It's big and ugly and all the rest of it. So we can choose the color we want. We can also choose the gradient of that color as well. Yeah, we can move it around in here, or we can keep it strong, whichever one we want. So we'll choose. There we go. There we go. That's my photo collage. Right, so that means we can get rid of the one at the top there, which is decoration, set title. Okay, so we get rid of that. We have still got photo collage there in right, and we can make that big, or we can make it really small, whichever you prefer to do. Once again we'll come back and we'll mess with this a bit later on, but as you can see, it's very flexible. Okay, let's get some pictures together. There's some I've chosen. These are just ones I've pulled out of my photo files. I'm going to highlight the whole lot because I want them all those in my folder. So click OK and zoom almost straight away. Look, they're there. What I want to do next is 12 pictures deleted and go back onto another area. If you go onto the canvas, arrange, we can do a random placement. Boo, look at that. How's that? That's just one random placement. Now the other thing with random placement is it does, like this, give a graduated opacity, so we can actually make it disappear or have it really strong. The other nice thing is if we double click on this, and remember what I said about when it wanted to load in a background, and we could go and do the background, whatever we wanted. We could download it from the internet or put a fixed one in. If you double click on this, it becomes the background. And likewise, anything else you click on, it can become the background just by double clicking on it. That would be too busy, far too busy, so I'm just going to go for a very simple one, the shadows in the background there, and then we have a look at the rest. Some pictures you can rotate them, you can make them bigger or smaller, you can invert them, you can spin them, you can drop them wherever you like, and again you can do that not just by holding the handles there at the corner. If you see these little characters here, you can stretch, you can invert it, you can flip it, you can do all the bits and pieces to it you want, and then you can come into the corner and stretch it and make it bigger and smaller. The other nice thing, if you right click, you get this extra area, and we can send this to the back. okay, which means it'll go behind all the others, right? Which I'll leave that one for now. Also, you can change what it looks like, so we can have no changes at all. We can have a graduated effect, so as it's darker at the top and lighter at the bottom. We can have different variations on that theme. We can have totally black background. We can have a graduated area there as well, various bits and pieces. It's actually quite flexible, that bar, or just new frame, whatever, or nothing at all, whichever. We'll come back to this menu. So there we are. That's the general layout of things. If I make that just a little bit bigger, and maybe keep it a little bit off center to the other one. I also want that at the back, so we'll maybe lower it again. There we go. It's just gone in the position I like, because bear in mind, by the time you've got 9 or 10 different pictures here, they will all have different allocations of time and space, etc. Another one you can do here, if we just have a look at the picture of this lady with a back to us, the camera, and we can right click on it, have a look at the picture. We can have no effects at all, which it is. I'll just move that across slightly. Oop. There we go. And we can invert the colours, make it a bit extraordinary. We can have no effects again. We can auto blend it. So it's basically a strength value we're looking at here. If I do 100, which is the total, the maximum there, it blends in. As you can see, it blends in completely with the background, which I don't know whether that's good or not. So we can go back to auto blend and maybe have 25 on there instead of 100, and you can see it doesn't blend in quite as much. Yeah. Once again, double click on auto blend, and we can, I don't know, maybe make that 1. Okay, and it'll just do this effect, as we can see it there. So it does blend, or no effects, which is basically the way we started. We can also turn it to sepia. If you're doing something of maybe wartime generated pictures, you can change it to sepia. You can change the opacity, which we've looked at before. We can give it a glow effect as well. If I just click on no effects and go back to glow, like that, we can play with glow a little bit. There we go. Various different shades. We did just right clicking and left clicking, and we can use the center wheel just to change one or two of the areas of glowings and what have you. But I'm not impressed with that, because I'm not all that keen on that particular effect, but that doesn't mean to say you can't use it. So there we are. We'll position that one somewhere around about here, get rid of that window, the control window, and also make it full strength. Remember that these sometimes get grey, like this one here. It's almost totally opaque, isn't it? So make that strong right up to the top there, and we have the full picture. Again, just move it around, put it where you want it. Same with all of them, just move it around, put them where you want it. If you don't want that too strong in the front, because it is a strong picture, just shade it out a little bit. Right click and send it to the back. Maybe it's a bit big as well, so we can, even if we're out of that menu, we can just resize it a little bit. The dog, we'll bring the dog down, make him just a little bit bigger. Quite a cute little dog. Don't know whose dog it is, but it was one I saw hanging out of a car window one day going up the village where I live. So there we go. This one, this lady, will move her around a bit. We'll make her strong, but also send it backwards, I think. Send it to the back. So my photo collage then is still in the center, which I'll move that around, and again with the dog picture we'll send that to the back. Move my photo collage around a bit. There we go. That's looking quite good even as it sits, isn't it? We can just, it's a matter of manipulating these just so as it's got the nice look that you're after. Little picture of Nibbler there. This one I'll bring a bit more to the front now. There we go, and this will give us a nice general flow all around the page. Keep that one at the back, bring that one through, until we get this nice sort of warm setting. Now you can put as many pictures as you can fit in here. Yeah, I've got a dozen here. This is a dozen pictures we're playing with, plus we have my photo collage in the middle there. Oh dear, come on, go away, shoo. That's it. We can make that into a nice heart shape as well if you wanted to. There we go. It's all using these little extra settings that we find on the page. I'm not sure if I like some of them. I think I'd sooner keep that. But it's there. You can play with it. You don't even have to. You can move this around. You can have that at the front, at the back, having it going through wherever you like. Again, if you want it on top of everything else, right click. Oh, sorry. On this one, you have to go to the little the handle at the end there. Come on, keep misclicking it. That should go to general, yeah, and we'll have that to the front. And anything else we need to do? I don't think so. You can show a reflection on it if you want. Haven't seen much of what that does, but there he is, my photo collage. And you can, again, even when you've done all these changes, you can still manipulate it to be wherever you want. So I'll put that down the corner there. That's it, that's the way I'm going to leave that. I quite like that. So okay, now we move on to we have this nice collage. It's all the pictures we wanted. We've got them all into the one page. Now we're going to export it. Now this might say export, it might say print, it might say save, but whichever one you click, you will get this menu come up. And you can save it as a PDF. You can save it as scalable vector graphics, poster with poster razor. You can print it. You can put it as a wallpaper on your desktop or wherever, or you can click it as an image. Okay, so let's give it a name. We'll keep it simple. You'll notice here it's got unnamed Sunday, November. This is the day I'm doing now. It's put the date in there. It's a PNG. So if I delete that and call it my photo collage, and I'll put a dot and then choose one of these, generally JPEG or JPG, whichever you prefer. JPG is probably the common one I use. You can have it as a bitmap, BMP, or a TIFF, or a vector image, or a bitmap, whatever. You can do any of the titles which show here. You can have any one of them, plus the one it comes up with, the PNG, which it comes up as default. Anyway, I'm going to save this as a JPEG. Bump, there we go. Tell us the size. I want it as a landscape rather than a portrait, so we'll tick the little box there and click finish. Bump. There we go, that's it, that's sorted. We can either save that now. If I click to close, it'll say save it, or don't save it. Now it'll save it as a photo wall image, so I'll just click the button, save, and that's it done. So there's nothing really extraordinary about that, very simple. So if we have a look in Photos for Collage, which is the okay, did I forget to click the button? No, maybe didn't click it properly. However, it doesn't matter. Image, I'll rotate that 90 degrees, bump, and there we have the image of what we just did. Basically, it's everything. We got my photo collage, cropped a bit at the bottom there because it doesn't fit on the page, but it's all there otherwise. And there we are, that's our little collage program. Again, I'm going to go through that very quickly, just to give you the pointers again, the main pointers. I'll get rid of that just for the time being. Bump. So here we are, we've downloaded the program. We're going to click on Photo Wall, click on the application, click the creating the button in the middle. We need to import your pictures first. So again, we can just grab the whole lot, same as we did before. Right, when we've got that, we can select a background. It can be any of these, whichever one you want as a background, you have it. From there, then we can choose the arrangement we want. We want to arrange it as a random placement. Look at that, automatic. some of them don't always work. You've got to maybe manipulate them just a little bit. And I think that's the idea of the program, is that it gives you the basic layout and you manipulate them to be wherever you want them to be. Okay, we now need to go back onto the background. We can have gradient, which I've always chosen on this. One of the little things we have here, I'm going to show you this one, although I can't imagine where you'd use it unless you're sending away a little movie to somebody. It's called Enable the Force Field. Now watch what happens here. Now that, after breakfast, is not maybe what I want to see, because it makes me feel a little bit queasy, all that movement. So we won't have Enable the Force Field, we just leave it as it is, and it'll always stop where you left it, by the way. On the bottom here, you notice we've got the names of pictures. If you don't want them showing, we can get rid of it very simply. If you click on the picture and go to the general changes there, click on New Frame, boom, there we go, it gets rid of the names. If, however, you're maybe doing a photographic competition and you want the names showing, that's great as well. You can do that. Do it on all these pictures, whichever. Just click on there. It'll get rid of the names quite quickly. Yeah. Go around them all. Unless you particularly want the pictures, the names showing. I don't know why, it just seems to be an alternate thing as well on this at the bottom. I don't know if that's just me or whatever. That is the one it's set at the moment. Click on there and it removes the name from the bottom. So there we are, another one I missed there. And that's right click, go into the thing and choose whichever one you want at the bottom. So there we are, that's the basic layout. We can again readjust them, we can resize them, we can make them fairly strong, fairly big, send it to the front, send it to the back. Whatever you want to do, it seems to be flexible, in a very flexible program. And the little icons and everything that you use are also easy to come by as well. We can move it across, spin it round, make it bigger just by grabbing the handles. We can change the opacity, change the background, change the style in it, whatever. So there we are, just as simple as that. Again, when we come to the other end, there we have it. That's the program, that is Collage Maker. As you can see, I've now got this beautiful background on my desktop, which is really good. And I'll put the information how to get this program. I'll also put a copy of this program on our website so you can download it from there, because we're allowed to do that on this particular occasion. Many thanks to the makers of it, and thank you for making it a gift for all of us. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you can subscribe to my channel, which is Howard L. Hall on YouTube, and be really good if you can maybe send me a couple of pictures through the comments and see this kind of work you've done. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.